Hello friends, this is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is July 21st, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at the market and look at few top stocks to buy. Look from a market perspective, we can go into one day here. Look in one day, today we had a good day here. Dow Jones Industrial Average up nicely, up 162 points. S&P 500 also up nicely, up 39 points. And Nasdaq up nicely, up 161 points. Look, few stocks are not doing great. Look, Carnival Cruise Lines down big, and AT&T also down. We'll go into little more detail on these names here. And look, technology is doing well. Semiconductors are doing great. Look, AMD doing well here, up nicely. And we got one of my favorite stock, Nvidia, doing well, and Tesla after the earnings it's also going higher, so nice uptick here. And look, Amazon.com doing nicely. And look, today we got energy sector not doing great, energy down as you can see here, but look, all the other sectors are doing well. And consumer cyclicals leading the charge here, up nicely, up 2%. And also technology technology is also doing well as you can see here. So with that, what we'll do is we'll see how is the market doing in the longer time frame. Look, even though one day picture looks good, as you go into year to date time frame here, look on a year to date basis, we got here Dow Jones Industrial Average down big time, down 11%, S&P 500 down 15%, and Nasdaq, look, it's also doing down big time. And on a 1 year basis here, look, all these averages are down again in 1 year time frame. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 7%, and S&P 500 down 6%, and Nasdaq down nicely 16%. So with this, we'll jump into one of my favorite platform, which is Finviz, and look at the undercover, see what's going on here. Look, market is generally trending well. In the morning it dipped. I was buying few shares in the morning, then finally it went higher. Nice uptick here. Look, all these major averages, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 did well. So you have to be very careful at this time, because the Fed is meeting next week. When the Fed meets next week, there's a very high chance they will increase the rates by 75 basis points, and all this market rally can come crashing down. That's why you got to be careful. Wait for some pullbacks like we had right here. Buy during the pullback when it's going higher. Take some money off the table, so you got some money to play next week. Look, I would love to look at charts. I'm a screener here. Normally, this is my favorite place. I would normally go into my custom view here. Finviz lets you create your own custom view if you're an elite member. And what I would do is I would go into stocks which are a little bit higher priced, especially more than $5, so that way I don't get into very low price stocks, because in this market it's difficult to make money if you go after stocks less than $5. I say over $5 is a good place to start. And I would say industry, I would say go after stocks only to begin with. Then you can look at ETFs a little bit later. All right, that looks good to me. I would start with this list, and I would also start with the most actives to begin with. Look, we got here most active. That's my favorite place to start, and then go from there. Look, from a most active perspective, what's top of the list here? Carnival Cruise Lines. Look, it's down big time, down 11%. And look at the volume, very high volume. We could go a little more detail into Carnival Cruise Lines and see what's going on here. Look, Carnival Cruise Line, we got a yearly chart here. I could even go into a weekly chart to see what's going on. On a weekly chart perspective, look, stock is had a major big fall here. Look, it's down big time back in 2020 during the COVID days, and it recovered slightly after that, but it came tumbling down again, and today down 11%. You might wonder why it came down so much. As you look through the news item here, look, we got a big news here. Looks like Carnival Cruise Line holds a stock sale to raise funds and they're selling about $1 billion worth shares here. That's not a good news for the stock. That's why it came down here. And look, we got June 29th, Morgan Stanley underweight. They have downgraded from $13 to $7 target here. And look, picture is not very pretty here. They've improved their earnings per share slightly. That's a good news here. Look at the sales. That is, sales is dropping off big time here. I don't like this clip here. They got to increase their sales. And look, shares outstanding is going higher. It will even go higher after the $1 billion sale here. That's not a good news here. They have to change this. They got to increase the sales. They have to decrease the shares outstanding. Right now, that's not happening. And as you look through here, you could also look at a chart here in a quarterly basis. What's going on? Look, on a quarterly basis, looks like revenue is trending higher. That's a good news. They're trying to make some money in a short term, in a quarterly type basis here. And as you look through here, profitability, from a profitability perspective, looks like they're turning some corner off late, which is not too bad. Look, 531, they're turning some corner. Last three bars are pretty good here. So with that, I think you can see there is some improvement going on here. As you look through the insider buying here, looks like a director bought on May 25th. They bought about nice 1.1 million worth share, which is not a big deal, but it's good, always good to have insiders buy. I think that's going on here. That's the good news here. So what I would do in this scenario is if you want to have a small bounce, this could be a chance. Wait for a day or so, let it cool off a little bit, then you could buy some Carnival cruise. Normally after a big crash, they tend to go higher. That's one of the reasons I love to wait for a day or two and then buy. Look at the RSI here. RSI 34 tells you it's completely sold off here. And once you know this much research, you could also go into one of my favorite trading platform here, or a research platform, which is Stock Rover. So as you go into Stock Rover, my favorite place to start is the browser here. It's got a nice screener. I would go into my screener view here. Look, I could go into the table view right here. I could go into the screener view here. Looks like there's something going on. Let's say wait and go into all right, let's actually go into the screener view here. Looks like Stock Rover is not reacting right now. Let's give it some more time and look at Carnival Cruise Line and see what's going on here. All right, so we are here. I could go into my simple chart view here. This is where I normally try to look at the stocks which are beaten down to begin with here. Let it load and then we'll go into a little more detail. All right, so we'll reload quickly and go into probably we'll go into a insight view and see what's going on here. All right, so we'll go into insight here and look at Carnival Cruise Line. All right, so looks like Stock Rover is a little bit late, a little bit delayed here, mainly because it's the night time. They may be running some scripts to crunch some numbers and getting ready for tomorrow. That must be what's going on here. We'll give it one more try. All right, so we are right here. Let's go into insight here and go into CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines. There we go. So we got our Carnival Cruise Lines here. I like this view of Stock Rover here. It does a very good job at providing a good insight. So as you see here, I love to look at their scores. Normally I love to look at the value score, growth score, and overall score also. By looking at this, stock is not doing very well. Value score is low. And look here, we got nice trending going on here. Normally I love to look at the trend. Look, TTM trading, which is trailing 12-month. The value score is low, and look, growth score is also low. Its quality score is low. That's why I don't really like the stock at this time here. But if you want to buy the stock as a quick bounce back type candidate, I would say wait for a day or so, day or two, and then buy Carnival Cruise Lines. They tend to bounce back nicely. All right, let's go back here and look at few more names which are beaten down big time here. All right, so we got few more names here. Look, AT&T down here, big time down here. Normally, if you're a dividend investor, you could look at AT&T here. But look, AT&T, I don't like it particularly because stock is not doing great. Look at that huge drop, as you can see here. If you're a dividend type investor, you could buy some AT&T at these levels here. But generally, I love Verizon Wireless for dividend versus AT&T. As you look through here, I think they're doing pretty well on the revenue side, no big deal here. And they're also doing pretty okay on the shares outstanding. And looks like they got a buy rating a while ago from Goldman, which is not too bad. And from a news perspective, looks like AT&T's earnings were actually good despite a stock sell-off. So at this time, you could buy some AT&T if you're a long-term investor or even a dividend investor. Look, they pay pretty good dividend here. Look at the dividend here, 5.87%. You could take advantage of this big drop here and buy some AT&T here. All right, so one of my favorite stock to buy at this level is Snap. Snapchat came tumbling down, as you can see here. Look at the drop here. It's looks like it's up afterwards, but look, as I look through here, Snap it went higher, but it dropped also big time here. Look at these levels. Let's go into one day daily. We are in the daily mode here. Looks like it managed to go higher slightly, but after the market it could be down here. Look, Snap looks like their revenue is doing pretty well here. Nice clip, I like it. And look, shares outstanding is increasing, which is not too great here. Earnings per share, they're trying to make some progress here. As you look through here, let's go into this view from Seeking Alpha here and bring up Snap. All right, so as you look to Snap here, let's go into the earnings. I like the earnings section of Seeking Alpha here, and let's see what's going on. Look, Snap earnings, Q3 is flat, Q3 so far, and look, committing to CEO Spiegel. Looks like Snap nosedive 27% as revenue falls short and company pulls the guidance. That's not a good news here. Stock came down big time. Look here, they had a earnings miss here by 23.36 million. So that's not a great news here. So that's why normally when Snap falls off this big here, I tend to buy some Snap as a good candidate for to buy and hold here. That's why Snap could be good to buy at these levels here, given stock nosed out big time here after the earnings. So as you look through here, I think stock seems to be doing pretty well here, but it's a huge big crash if you're a investor, if you're a trader who want to take some advantage. Wait for a day or so, a day or two, and then slowly start buying Snap. Normally when they fall this big, they tend to go higher. All right, now let's jump in here and look at few more. And I also love to look at stocks which are down big time here. You could look at top losers, and you'll see some of these top losers here. We got few names here in the top losers. I love when the volume is high. So look, we got one right here, CCL, nice and high volume. PGY, also pretty okay volume here. If you're a long-term investor, keep watching the actual profit margin here. you should be looking at positive profit margin company if you're a long-term investor. So with that, what we'll do now is we'll jump into one of my favorite platform, which is TC2000, and see what's going on here. All right, look, my favorite platform, TC2000. I love this platform because it gives you so much information and you can do a lot of research very quickly. And they got, the short term as well as long term, very good charting. That's why I love this platform. Look, they got a nice chart here. I love this chart. Every day I look at this chart here to see what's going on. Look, we got all the industries here, and see, you can, in a nutshell, you can see how the industry did. Look, we got energy down today, as you can see here, down 1.62%, and communication services down. So that's what's going on. All the other service sectors are up nicely. And if you are worried about inflation, you should be looking at 2018 time frame here. 2018 was a high inflation time frame when J. Paul increased the rate big time. If you're worried about inflation, look, utilities are your favorite play here. Utilities tend to go higher during the high inflation environment. And look, we got healthcare typically holds up pretty well during the high inflation. And as you can see here, we got real estate, which also held up pretty okay here, but we got to be careful with the market demand going down. And we got technology. Last time it held up pretty okay here, but this time technology is getting hammered, as many of you know here. That's what's going on here. Then if you want to look at some great stocks, my favorite place to start is the actual EMA scanner. But before you go into EMA scanner, let's jump into Etf Scanner. I love to look at ETFs mainly because ETFs are like a proxy to what's going on. And you can get a good idea what's moving, what's not moving. Look, what I've done here is I've sorted these ETFs by RSI. With the ETFs, the high RSI like XLY, SMH, so on and so forth, that tells you these ETFs have gone higher quickly in past couple of days. I love to focus on ETFs which are sold off big time here. Look, we got gold. Gold is down big time. Look, gold is down here. Look at the RSI in gold. RSI is 34. That tells you gold is completely sold off here. So if you're a investor who believes in a buy low, sell high, this is when we could invest in ETFs like GLD, and GDX is also good. EWW, look, it's down big time. You could buy this one also here. And again, gold once again, and XLU. All these ETFs, as you can see here, keep a watch on RSI here. All these ETFs have got low RSI. That's when you could buy some of these ETFs, including China here. Look, we got KWeb, Chinese ETF, FXI again, Chinese, MCHI again, Chinese ETF, all are down here. You could take advantage and buy some of these ETFs given they're down big time here. All right, look, we can look at gold in little more detail here. And see what's going on in gold. I could bring up a quick chart here and see what's going on with the gold here. All right, so let's go into quick chart. Look, we got the gold. Let me click on gold here. Look at gold here. It's really coming down big time here. And look, on the balance volume is not too bad. It's trying to go higher. That tells you some of this smart money maybe getting into gold slowly here. And RSI is trying to go higher slowly. If there is a worry about inflation, or if next week if Fed increases the rates, gold can hold up. But look, these days with the high interest rate, these commodities are getting clobbered. That's why you got to be slightly careful. But generally, gold is a good hedging play. All right, now what we'll do is we'll go into the stocks and see what's going on in the stock market. I would typically go into my EMA scanner here, my good place to start. And I got here, a few filters here. I'm looking at all US common stocks, and I got few filters here. I want to make sure average 90-day volume is more than 500,000 shares traded. and in this scanner I put a price history of more than 8. I could change this and say price more than $5. So you could look at some of these little stabler stocks, not penny stocks in this scanner here. All right, so we got the stocks here. Look, top of the list is CCL here. What I'll do is I will go into my detail and remove some of these I will remove some of these flags here and now go into my EMS scanner and look what's going on here. Carnival Cruise Line is top of the list here, down big time, down 11% as you can see here. And look, Carnival Cruise Line is not making money. Net margin is negative, gross margin is also negative, and they seem to be doing pretty well in like yesterday, day before yesterday, day before that. It's a 1 day prior, 2 day prior, so on and so forth here. Looks like they trended higher in past 4 days, but today they got clobbered after this stock sale. And I could put a I could flag this for a little more research here and see what's going on here. Look, in the same lines we got Royal Cruise Lines here, also down. Look, it's down 8%. And then we got one more cruise line here, Norwegian Cruise Line, also down. So I flagged these three things. I want to do a little more research on these three stocks here. So that's why I go into my detail view. Look, I got those flagged stocks here, and look what's going on here. I can do a quick comparison here from a gross margin perspective. Norwegian Cruise Line looks like they're down big time from a gross margin, and other two, Royal and Carnival, they're not so negative when it comes to gross margin. From a net margin perspective, looks like Carnival is doing pretty better out of these three names here. And then you could look at some more details to see what's going on here. If you're a long-term investor, keep a look at how the stock has been doing in the longer term here. Look, as you look through this picture here, on a long-term basis, looks like Royal Caribbean has been doing pretty well here. Look, it's done pretty okay in 2019. It managed to go higher in 2021 and did well in 2015 and so on and so forth. By looking at this quickly, you could say out of these three stocks here, probably Royal could be a good one here or a better one here, and the next one could be this Carnival Cruise Lines. And you could also look at a little bit shorter term here. I got weekly, how it's doing last week and week before. So week 1 is last week, week 2 is a week before that. It tells you how the stock has been doing on a weekly basis here. Looks like all these stocks are struggling off late, especially today's. All these stocks struggled nicely here, but Carnival Cruise Line has been doing pretty okay, as you can see here. So this gives me a good idea what's going on here. And I could also bring up my quick chart and see what's going on from a chart perspective. So that way I take a look and see the chart also. So I could bring up this chart, and now I could look at these three stocks and try to see what's going on here. Look, Norwegian Cruise Line. Looks like now on the balance volume is slightly going higher. Looks like some smart money is going in here, and their RSI is also trying to go higher here, and stock is also trying to go higher. This could be a bounce candidate. And as you look through here, also look at the volume buzz. Looks like Norwegian has got a nice volume buzz that tells you volume is going higher. Royal CCL here, after getting clobbered, volume is so high. Looks like people are trying to get out and some folks are trying to get in. Let's look at Carnival Cruise Lines and see what's going on here. Look, on the balance volume is dropping off big time here. That tells you there is some more selling pressure here. That's why I would wait for a day or two and then pick this up. This could be a nice bounce back opportunity. All right, let's unflag this here and then go after a few more names and see what's going on here. All right, let's look at a few more names here. Go back to my EMS scanner. Look, we got some more names here. I love to look at stocks that are doing a little bit better. Look, we got DFS. DFS is down big time here. And as you look through here, DFS seems to be a little bit little bit better candidate here. Look, it's a positive net margin company and also positive gross margin company. That kind of piques my interest level here. I might be trying to buy this one here. To do little more research here, let's go back here to Finviz platform here and bring up DFS. All right, look, we got DFS coming up here. Look at the drop, big drop here, and down 9.8. Look, it's down nicely here, $9.80. As you look through here, companies seem to be doing pretty nicely here. I like the nice earnings per share increase here. Sales is slightly struggling, not too bad. Shares outstanding going down, that's a good story. DFS or Discovery is not polluting the share count. And they got a downgrade a while ago, which is not too bad. Look, Discover shares fall after disclosing internal student lending probe. Looks like they got some probe going on here around the student lending. So I said these levels here, stock is down big time here. As you look through bigger chart here, if you go to weekly chart here, you can see historically this is a good time when it dropped big time like this. Look, there's a huge drop during the COVID days and stock picked up again. All these small opportunities, they are good buying opportunities. I've been watching this stock for a long time here. I would wait for a day or so and pick up this DFS. It's a good one to buy. All right, and if you want to look at a little more detail here, I would go into my into stock rover and bring up DFS. All right, we got Discover Financials here. I love to look at some of this Piotrowski score here. Piotrowski score 7 for DFS. That tells you the books are improving nicely. That's a good story here. Altman Z score is slightly low. Typically these banks and credit card companies have got low Altman Z score. I'm not too much worried. And from an analyst perspective, this one has got a strong, the buy rating here, which is very good here. So with that, I'm not too much worried about DFS. I would pick this up in a day or two and go from there. Look, stock has been doing very well. From a value score perspective, it's 95, not too bad here. And I could also go into stock rover's score here. It also gives me nice indication here. Look, overall rating here 81, which is very good for DFS. I like it. And then I could do a little more research on efficiency. It tells me a few more details. Look, operating margin is very healthy for DFS. Hovers around 60%. That's great here. Net margin is nice and high. No worries here. And then I would look at their balance sheet, actually their debt levels. Look, their debt levels are coming down. Debt to equity is coming down. That's also great. So overall, it checks out here. There's some probe going on here, a student lending probe, but I'm not too much worried. I might pick this up in a day or two. And then as I go through, go back here, look, we got a few more names here. I would just scan through and see how the stock has been doing. And I'm interested in this right now. It piqued my interest. I would just flag this off here and do little more research here. And look, Verve, this seems to be a good one here. Look, nice trend here. I like it. And right now, RSI perspective, it's 74. This is a little bit high RSI for me. I'm not interested. I would rather look at a little bit low RSI candidates here with a little bit better, profit potential. As you scan through here, keep watching RSI levels here. Royal Caribbean, we looked at that one already. And I could look at UAL and see what's going on here. I could look at AAL, American Airlines, and see what's going on. I think that should be good enough. Let's go into our detailed view and see what's going on here. All right, so we got our detailed view here. I could close this one. Look, American Airlines down 7%. As you scan through here, long term American Airlines is it's a difficult stock to make money. Look, it's down today, down 7%. and look, it's down year to date. 2021 they're up slightly, but 2020 all the way to 2018 they're down. That's why this one is a boom bust type stock here. But normally when it's down big time, I would wait for a day or so and pick some up. And same story with other names here. Look, UAL, same story. You could buy this one. This is a little bit better run company. Look, from a margin perspective, a net margin perspective, both of these are money losing companies, as you can see here. DFS, of course, is making money, but other two airlines are money losing companies. But generally when they're down big time, you could buy some and go from there. And what we'll do is we'll bring up AAL and UAL in our platform right here in Finviz here. Bring up UAL. Look, UAL, as you scan through your stock is struggling, as you can see here. And as you look here from a earnings per share perspective, this seems to be improving. That's a good story. Revenue, they're trying to go higher. That's also good. Shares outstanding slightly higher, not great, but you could live with that. Not too bad. You could buy some UAL, which is a better run company. And then you could look at AAL here, American Airlines, and do similar research here. AAL. All right, look, AAL stock is coming down of late, as you can see here. RSI 42 tells you it's clobbered at this time, down big time. And look, this is also trying to improve its earnings per share. That's good. Sales is also going high, and shares outstanding slightly high, which is not great but manageable. And they got a buy to hold downgrade a while ago. And at these lines here, levels here, you could buy some and hold for a while. I could see these stocks going higher, especially as folks started traveling again. So with that, we'll end here. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.